Hi there, I'm a Silver 2 Initiator main, and I want to give you some tips on how you can destroy low elo games as an Initiator. You may wonder, how can you trust me? I'm just Silver 2. If I was actually that good, I'd be Radiant, so why don't you just go watch another guy? However, I think that my information can still be valuable to you in your low elo games, as most of the information Radiants tell you is only really useful in the medium to high ranks, and it's pretty tough to play around low elo players as they're overall really confident and a lot play with a very quick rush playstyle, and they're just kind of unpredictable. I know this myself as I play in low elo, and so that's why I think you can trust me, but if you don't feel like it, then that's your choice. But if you do, then let's get straight into the video. Now, my goal with this video is to educate you on most of the Initiators. I play mostly recon Initiators who are there for information, like Fade, Sova, and Kayo. I don't normally play Flash Initiators, however I have a small amount of experience on them. But yeah, I mostly play Fade, and then Sova, and then Kayo, and the Flash Initiators I don't normally play. So I'm on Sunset right now, as an example, but we can just talk about overall how you should be playing different Initiators, and also just some cool lineups. And of course, since I'm a Fade main, I'm gonna be starting with Fade. Okay, here we go. So, for upcoming Fade games, you may wonder how you should be playing Fade, what's your overall goal, and your goal is to really find sneaky lineups with your E. Your E is called Haunt, and that's what I will be referring to it as, because, you know, that's just the general name for it, and I don't feel like calling it E or I the whole time, but I may refer to it as I. So, unlike most recon Initiator tools that just kind of go on a straight angle with some drop, and do your normal thing, Fade's Eye has some pretty cool techniques. First of all, compared to KO Knife and Sova Dart, which have a small hitbox and most low elo players in Bronze or Iron will not shoot them, Fade Eye has a gigantic hitbox anywhere in this circle, and you can shoot it. If I throw it straight up, it'll drop down after some time, and you can shoot it as soon as it pops up. However, after about half a second of being up, it will scan anyone who it can see. Now, as you can see, if I throw it down here, you can see the blue circle range on my mini-map. If I throw it down, you can see that it only goes to here. However, it also only does not go through walls. So, if I were to throw it here,
I'll find you.
I'm safe here. However, if I were to throw it here, I'm not safe here because the eye can see me. If you're wondering what Fade does, as this is just a general beginner's guide, Fade's E is there to scan anyone, and you can just throw it, and it kind of goes like this. And generally with Fade's Eye, you want to get it on some cheeky rooftop or through some window up top. That will get you a very good angle on the opponents who are not expecting you. I've seen this Fade Eye in low elo.
I'll find you.
You throw it like this. However, you actually hit the roof.
I'll find you.
And I'm still back.
Where are you?
And I'm still back. Hold on.
Where are you?
This guy is so good. And holy.
I'll find you.
Oh, like that, sort of. You just try to get it up there so that it'll scan top mid early. Because you see,
I'll find you.
Get it good. It will scan all the way down here. Let me see if I can get it and drop quick.
I'll find you.
As you can see, that one's a little bit worse, but you know, just generally.
Where are you? Where are you?
There, it scans a ton of stuff, and any quick mid players will be punished. Sorry that I'm so bad at Fade Eyes, but whatever. And yeah, I've seen that. You can throw it on the higher roof if you weren't bad at it, but whatever. You get what I mean. You can throw it on the higher roof or the lower roof, and that will scan mid, and that's pretty good. That gives you a general idea of how you want to play with Fade's E. However, the rest of her utility can be kind of tough to play with, and it's kind of hard to explain it without a friend here with me, but whatever. First up is Fade's little pole move called Seize. This has a range, as you can see. It shows up a little circle on my map. Whoops.
Take hold.
It shows up a little circle on my map, and it's pretty good. It does a decay effect, which lowers your HP, and it also just kind of keeps you stuck in the circle if you get hit by it. So you can see there, I'm not hit by it, but here I'm stuck in the circle and I can't leave past like here until it goes away. And I believe as soon as you get hit by it and it activates, you go down to like 1 HP. So it's really good for anyone pushing, so that you can just kill them in one hit. However, your health will slowly go up as the duration runs out, which you can see down here if you get hit by it. However, Fade's Eye also leaves a trail to any opponents marked by it, which comes to the C, which is a dog called a Prowler that will go forward, and once it finds an enemy, it will lock onto that enemy, and it will go towards them until it almost fully blinds them. However, it just makes them so that they can only see enemies right in front of them. This is pretty useful for long-range gunfights, and also just most of the time getting information, as you're not normally going to be hitting this, since it is also shootable and very easy to shoot. The Q, on the other hand, C's, is not shootable. You just have to get out of the range, and it doesn't have as much of like a big stat or anything to the opponents. Both E and Q can be dropped midair, and they're like a Phoenix Molly, where if you throw them, they will eventually fall on their own instead of continuously falling the same path. You can drop them early by hitting your ability button for them again.
I'll find you.
Fade's ultimate is pretty good. It is kind of explained here, but if you want to read any of these, you can pause here and read any of these that you want to get a more in-depth explanation. However, basically, it's called Nightfall, and you just equip it, and you throw it.
Take them!
And as you can see, it has a pretty big range, and it'll hit anywhere in that range, and whoever gets hit by it will be deafened, so they can't hear any noise, and it'll also give them the same trail as the E. It's overall pretty good. And you can use it to just send prowlers towards a bunch of people, and it's really good for like a retake or something. And you know, I like Fade. Fade's my favorite initiator to play. She has a lot of good strategy to her. One strategy that I would say is you throw your eye right and then peek off of it, because people in low elo love to shoot it so much and they don't really want to have to get marked by it. If you peek off of it, you can get some really cool kills from that. However, some people may expect that, so I only recommend you do it every once in a while so that your opponents don't catch on what you're doing and just kind of punish it by letting themselves get marked and killing you instead. However, I do think it's a pretty good strategy, and I've used it in my own games, so, you know, try it out, see what works for you, as most initiators work. Try out your own lineups and ways to get information for your team, and maybe you'll find something really cool. So yeah, that is basically the beginner Fade guide. I can go more in depth in another video about Fade, where I play her maybe. If you do want to see something like that, let me know. Just comment down below any initiators or overall characters of Valorant you want to see me play and explain in my own gameplay. Other than maybe Sentinels that are all about setups, or Smokes are my two worst roles, so I won't be as good at explaining those as Duelists or Initiators. Those are my two best, but I also do enjoy a good bit of like Chamber or Sage, who have less of like a big setup aspect. But anyways, enough rambling about that, and let's move on to the next initiator. Next up is Kayo, who is somewhat of a flash initiator, as he does have flash. However, he also has a little bit of a recon, so I prefer to call him a recon initiator, and I usually play him like one, although I do use his flashes a good bit, so maybe I do play him like a flash initiator. But if he is considered one, he is probably my favorite. His flashes are really cool and versatile to use. You can throw them in 2 different ways, unlike most other flashes. And you know, he's just pretty cool. So let's start with Z, his free ability, which is his knife. Throw it down, it has a bubble, and anyone in this bubble will get not only marked, and it'll tell you that they were hit by that bubble, but you won't see their exact position, so that they could hide in like a corner and you wouldn't expect it, because all you know is that they're in that bubble. However, it does help you figure out where the opponents are going overall, because if you throw your knife through this window, which is a tactic that I use before, through this window, it'll mark the main, and if you catch like 4 or 5, then you know that they're probably going to hit that, and if they rotate, really depends on your read on the enemy team. If you think they like to rotate a lot, or they do like to rotate a lot, just generally, then maybe they will, but if they don't, then it's just really good for you, because they're going to commit into that. The knife also, I believe it is 7 seconds of it takes away the enemy abilities for 7 seconds. So let's say I get hit by the knife, then I can't use my flash or anything else in my kit. You also can't use ultimates, and some ultimates like Jet's knives or I believe Chamber's op just get fully disabled for the duration of the ability. So yeah, it's pretty good in my opinion. I think most initiators are good if you know how to play them correctly, like most characters in this game, as there are a bunch of people who just dedicate their lives to playing a single character. But yeah, next up is his flash, which is used pretty cool. You can throw it straight, you just go straight wherever you threw it. I'll turn it, but you know it has this blue flash. It pops after a while. There's really no like thing you need to do to pop it earlier. It just pops after a couple seconds. I think it's like 2 or 3. 1, 2. Yeah, it's like 2.5, 3 seconds. However, you can also throw it under, which I find so good because if you're peeking out on something, like just doing this, not great compared to something like this, which pops above the box and doesn't flash me. It also pops a tiny bit earlier, I think. Let me actually test that. 1, 2, maybe not actually. Maybe it's half a second earlier or something, but just be careful, as a little bit after the flash, you won't be able to have your gun out. You will need to wait for your gun to pull out the peak with that, and yeah, this flash is pretty cool. It's pretty versatile, and I do like it a lot. You can send it through windows and stuff, like other initiator tools that aren't do stuff. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool, and you know, pretty nice. That's what I think about most initiator tools and most characters in this game. I think they're cool, but you know, overall, pretty good. I'd say you can use it pretty differently every time. So if your opponents think that you're just gonna throw it every time, however, I wouldn't peek that quick. That's still too far. I do it like, wait, hold on, didn't. That's still too far. I'm actually not. But something like that, or the next time you can do something like that, or after that you can do something like that. That's a pretty good flash to throw. Or you can do something like that. Or you know, you can do a bunch of stuff with KO flash, as most flashes. They can be used pretty versatile. They're pretty versatile just overall. But lastly, he has a molly, which is just pretty good. It's like his flash, underhand, and it goes short. He does, I believe, 4 pulses of damage. Yeah, that's it. And you can also throw it overhand, so it's 4. And I'll just do 4 pulses of damage to anyone who stands in it for too long. It's pretty good with Fade, as most mollies or grenades are with Fade's pull, because you can just keep people stuck in an area and then you can explode them. Me and my duo love to play Raze Fade on Bind just for the adaptability of being able to do that. Footsteps, I wouldn't recommend just randomly throw that combo though, because they're not there. You know, having an initiator, the whole point is you can get your info, or you can just listen to footsteps. That's just an overall cool thing to do if you're a duelist duo, if you play Raze, or if you play someone with a molly, like Phoenix or KO. But also, he has his ultimate, which is basically just like the knife, but also not. You know, it has the sort of thing that the knife has, where it disables abilities, but this one disables for like a couple seconds, 5 to 7 or something like that. I don't know if it's the exact same. However, it pulses a lot of times. So every time you see that circle go out, so that's 1, 2, 3. So I think it's 6, because we're halfway through. 4, 5. Only 5. Okay. So it just does 3 earlier, and then does 2 at the end, and you can know when it's about to end because you hear the different sound. So it disables enemy abilities. It also... Oh yeah, that is true. So you shoot a little bit faster, and I think you also run a bit faster. Maybe it's just to shoot faster. So you at least shoot faster during the ultimate, and if you get knocked down, then you can be revived. So it's pretty nice. You get a second life. However, you can just be shot down while you're knocked down. So you get like a second life, but they can kill you during if no one reses you in time. However, you have like 800 HP, so only actually crazy people will try to farm out 800 damage on you just to get the kill. Just so you know, yeah, so that's shootable. You can shoot it and break it, and most people have a little bit of trouble with that in low elo. Some people are just like really good at it. So yeah, actually, I wonder if you could do something like
Flash.
that's pretty cool.
Flashbang.
Yeah, it pops above.
Flashbang. Flash.
Actually, I wonder if that flashes from.
Flashbang.
No, it doesn't.
Flash.
What? Wait.
Flashbang.
Okay.
Flashbang.
Does this not flash from anywhere? Flash like just
Flash.
flash by it?
Flash.
Okay. Yeah, you have to jump to get flash by it. So if someone's like,
Flashbang.
like, oh no, wait, it doesn't actually reach from there.
Flashbang.
Oh, no, fine.
Flash.
There. Nope. I'm not too good
Flash.
at hitting, but
Flashbang.
why am I playing?
Flash.
Oh wait, I don't know.
Flashbang.
Like there? Nope. No, it is not. A little bit higher. So it's like
Flash.
there. Yeah. So if someone's like
Flashbang.
jumping out of mid, then you can flash them. But I doubt you're hitting that at all. Don't even try that, please. If someone pulls something off with that, then I'd be very, very surprised. Another thing, surprised right there. I don't know. But yeah, that's KO. I'm getting sidetracked trying to find lineups, and I just really want to get this out to teach you guys about some bunch of stuff. So yeah, let's move on. Okay, so unless I missed anything, this should be the last recon initiator, although I probably missed one, and somebody will probably tell me. But these are the three that I really think of. So Sova is the most lineup heavy of all of them. While KO Knife has some pretty good lineups that you can learn, Sova literally is just a lineup agent. You basically just shoot his era. His first ability, his E, is the recon bolt. You hold it down, and the more you hold it down, the farther it goes. So let's say I just
Scanning
click,
ahead.
it goes there. However, if I hold it down
Revealing
for a while,
area.
it goes there. And if I hold it down for even
Revealing
longer,
area.
it goes like right on my crosshair.
Scanning ahead.
There are a lot of lineups already out there for him, and you may be wondering how you get a bunch of lineups from the bounces. You can have up to 2 bounces. So if I stand here and charge with 0 bounces,
Revealing
it
area.
lands right there. If I stand here and charge with 1
Revealing
bounce,
area.
it lands right there. And if I stand here and charge with 2
Scanning ahead.
bounces, it lands right there because it bounced weirdly. So if I were to bounce it twice from
Scanning
here,
ahead.
it'd go like boom, boom, boom. It gets 2 bounces. So you basically just get to shoot it very differently, and same goes for a shock dart, which is just a bubble of damage. It does more damage the closer to the center of it you are, and it's really good for like planting the spike. So you plant spike here.
Right
Never
here.
plant spike here, by the way. This is the worst place to plant spike. And then you full
Shock
charge
dart.
double bounce, and you wait your time. Eventually that will come back down. But while we wait for that, actually, is that gonna take that long? No, it's not. We can just wait for it. So like, you can do this. However, you have to be really, really hopeful that someone's going to defuse right when that hits. Oh my god, it goes for so long. I thought it was already good. Okay. Yeah, you have to hope that somebody just defuses there, but that's something you can do. But also, he has a drone.
Take flight.
Which basically allows him to fly around in this drone. It has a certain amount of HP, as you can see on the left. And it also has a certain amount of fuel. And it gets one little
Deploying drone.
bolt thing with the energy. However, it looks like you can fire 2. It basically goes up on surfaces, so you can't infinitely fly it. Yeah, you can fire 2 if you fire 1.
Deploying drone.
However, basically, as you see, if I get closer down to here, then I can only go so high, but if I get to here, I can go even higher up.
Take
Then
flight.
here, if I try to go up here, I can go to here, but if I get to here, I can go slightly higher up. I don't know if it's just because I was near the box to begin with. You can cancel it with
Deploying
C, so if I
drone.
throw it out and I hit C, boom. And if you
Deploying
flip it out
drone.
wherever your little green circle is, it'll throw a little bolt that marks somebody 3 times. It's pretty good, pretty good. I guess I didn't really explain the recon bolt that much. When it actually lands,
Revealing
it does
area.
2 marks to anyone in this area not behind a wall. And it's pretty good. It's basically like fade eye mark, but it does it twice, and it only lasts for a little bit. However, the drone does it 3 times. If you hit somebody with the bolt, the drone is breakable. the recon bolt is breakable. And yeah, his ultimate is pretty good. It's a map-wide ultimate. It can damage teammates, and it also damages enemies. You get 3 charges of the
My
little
ult
beam
is
that you
ready.
shoot out, and it does a bunch of damage. It does like 75 currently, I think. However, let's say the enemy team is on site, and you fire from here, and they're about to rush you.
My ult is
Don't
ready.
do this, please. Just don't do this. Just hit X, and you can cancel it. However, if you don't fire the 3 in time, there is like a little time limit at the top. So if I don't fire
My ult
any
is
of
ready.
these, as you can see, it doesn't stop when I wait or anything. It'll just automatically go away. Actually, can you just pull out the knife from here? No,
My ult is
you can't.
ready.
You can't actually pull out your knife or anything in the middle of the ult. So yeah, that's Sova. He's pretty cool. You can do a bunch of stuff. You can do a bunch of cross map lineups with him.
Scanning ahead.
However, I'm not that good on Sova. I used to be like a Sova
Revealing
main, and
area.
I have like some lineups. However, that's not really. This isn't really a good beginner's guide. I just kind of talked about all the agents and stuff to do, which is not bad, but I feel like it could be better. So I'm gonna tell you a bunch of things that you can do with your duo feud teammates. So let's get into it. Okay, this is some stuff you can do with your duo or just someone on your team, and also just some stuff you can do overall. So first off, if you have a teammate who's a killjoy or your duo is a killjoy, tell them to put their turret around here so that it sees
Right
like
here.
right here or something around here. I forget how the turret actually gets thrown, but I think it
Right
goes
here.
like here, and I can see
Right
here.
here.
So anyone who peeks early will get hit by the turret. So like just tell them to throw it like right around
Right
there
here.
so that it barely peeks, like
Right
right
here.
around there in front of this boat so that it can see the people, and it can tell you when to fire your shock bolts. And if you stand here and you fire a 1 bounce shock bolt off the roof, it'll hit there, and depending on how much power and stuff you use, it'll hit different spots
Shot dart.
or where you fire it from.
Scanning ahead.
Oh wait, that's the wrong thing. But imagine if that was a shock
Shot dart.
boom, wow. So it can hit different people. You can also use this if they're spamming or if they're hitting the orb. Hit this from this angle. Hit orb. Maybe from here. Where's the box? Where is the box? Does it go past it? Hold on.
Right here.
Box. Okay, it's right there. Oh, that's past the window, so I'll just aim it like this.
Shot dart. Shot dart.
Wait, how much am I missing? Oh, by a lot. So
Shot dart.
that's how you hit the box if they're grabbing orb. But overall, just with a killjoy on your team, you can use their turret as your shock, whether it's far or if it's close. Can be pretty good. Also, lineups are good, or just overall darts that work well. Sorry if you hear the background noise. My window's open right now. However, if people are getting ready to flood out,
Revealing
you can throw
area.
this, and if you don't know how, mark
Right here.
right around here, and aim up a bit. You basically just gotta aim at the
Right
roof.
here.
So if you're like smoked off and you can't see anything, which I can't really replicate because I have no smokes. But let's say like you can't see anything, you just mark it. You're like, oh, you just look up randomly.
Right here.
And so you think about where it hits. So if you're looking straight down like
Right
this
here.
and it hits here, you're doing it wrong. If
Right
it's
here.
back here, you're not there yet.
Right
If
here.
it hits here, you're not there yet. And if
Right
it hits here, you might mess this up and think that it's there. but
Revealing
then you
area.
go weirdly.
Right
So
here.
you need to really make sure that it's good, but it's kind of hard to do.
Right here.
So I guess the easiest way to do this is just aim up from here.
Right here.
Is that easy?
Right
until
here.
Until you see it go like farther back, and then you aim to the side a bit, and then you do it. I don't know.
Scanning ahead.
Whatever feels comfortable for you, but this sign is really good because then it makes the attackers have to
Revealing
look behind
area.
them as they walk out because they have to shoot it, right? Unless they want to get scanned through their smokes. So that's pretty good. Also, sorry, accidentally paused recording instead of hitting ghost mode. I have too many keybinds right next to each other. I came up with my own lineup. So if you happen to be anchoring on A and you realize that they're actually hitting B and they're like about to go on site, you know, you could hit this lineup. You basically just, oh, whoops, accidentally closed that. Accidentally hit Windows. You see here, you go to the first line after it, stand like close to the edge, and you aim at this spot in the clouds. You can put as many bounces on it as you want. However, you don't full charge it. You do just
Revealing
over
area.
2, and if you follow it, it hits this wall. Now, let's say I'm hitting that wall.
Scanning
It could
ahead.
bounce on it. It could go like somewhere else, and it can hit a different spot. If you want to change it up a bit, But it allows you to play Anchor A really well. I always thought when I accidentally hit pause again, when I was coming up with it, I was thinking, what is the use of just like aiming at this random spot in the clouds and just putting like, let's say we put
Scanning
bounces on it.
ahead.
Did not mean to do that. That's gonna land outside the map.
Revealing
Let's say I
area.
just throw the start. Like, what's the point of throwing this? What's it gonna do for my team if I'm stuck at A while they're hitting B? But this could be good for some reason if you come up with something. If you double bounce it, it hits stairs. But it's just kind of a weird, goofy lineup that if they're executing B and you are anchoring, you know, whatever, throw it before you run if you really want. It might be throwing the game. You might lose. Your teammates might blame you.
Revealing area.
And you can blame me. But I found it, and I thought it was really cool. So, yeah. This is my lineup. It can hit a different spot every time, depending on where you aim at that cloud. Is that cloud always there? Oh, yeah, that cloud is always there, no matter where you are. But yeah, just this spot in this cloud, around this spot, it'll land in a slightly different spot every time. It's just kind of cool. But I spotted the spike. Dang.
Spikes here.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I can't really show too much for Fade since her lineup, like, Fade lineups are not that difficult. You just try to aim for, like, a roof. But Fade does have some pretty cool lineups, so hold up, give me one second.
Their heart rate
We're
just
back on
went up.
Fade. And I think Fade is actually pretty cool on Ascent. You can do some lineups. First of all, you can
Where
go
are
to
you?
when you're normally lame, they're gonna shoot it. Not really that helpful unless the enemy team is dumb. However, if you aim
I'll
here
find
like
you.
this, you'll land. And over there, you just basically sit lane, and then you aim around where the edge of this roof is. Like,
I'll
if
find
you
you.
sit right here in the last part. As you can see, this is the last part of. This is right after the last part of roof. You can see.
Where are
just
you?
run and throw it if you're not lagging. And if you're not lagging, it'll land perfectly. But if you are lagging,
I'll
then it
find
might
you.
not. Basically, just aim at whatever you can see and hope that it makes it all the way down.
Where are you?
Let me see
There.
if I can get this. Let me just
There.
practice a couple times. Head back. We're aiming like this. Basically, just sit lane, aim up from wherever
find
wanna
you.
hit, and just run it. Run, jump, throw. And it'll hit, hopefully, wherever you want it to, and that's pretty nice. Another thing for low elo against defenders, you come over here, and you run and throw,
Where are
run,
you?
jump, throw. I don't know if it's instant or not. I
I'll
believe
find
it's
you.
near the peak of your jump, and it'll hit this spot of this roof, and it'll basically mark, like, anyone playing somewhere
There.
open or market or
There.
here, I'm guessing. So, like, if I were
Where
to
are
go here, it would hit me, like, all the way down here, probably. Oh, let me throw that again. It landed
I'll
right.
find you.
No, that's too far.
Where are
It landed
you?
right around there. And basically, it just sees you basically until you're in CT. And most people in my low elo games, silver, gold, bronze, and iron, never really expect it. And they don't normally shoot it as low elo players. Just like either shoot it late or they shoot it early on if I try it more than
Where
once
are you?
in quick succession. This is another lineup I like for defense. You basically
I'll find
throw it
you.
on this roof, and it hits a bunch of stuff. I actually don't know what
I'll
it hits.
find
I
you.
like it. Yeah, it basically only hits people running up from here, and I don't even think it hits all of them.
Where are you?
That one's so much better. It hits so much. Another thing you can do from tree.
Where are you?
Yeah, that has physics, but all of these leaves don't.
Where
So
are
if you
you?
run and jump and throw it, you can either hit somewhere like there, or you can hit
find
somewhere
you.
here, and you can hit people just trying to chill.
I'll
If I were
find
to
you.
re-throw that quickly, it basically just hits like anyone quickly running up or anyone back here.
Where are
And
you?
so that's a pretty good one.
Where are you?
That will hit all the way back to here. However, if I go far
I'll
enough
find
back,
you.
it'll eventually not really care about hitting me. But yeah, those are lineups. And overall, with Fade, you want to have someone with Molly or a nade on your team. So that you can
Catch
do
them.
anything. You can throw your grab in so many places that it becomes so good. Like one of your Molly or nade teammates sits main, then you sit here,
Take
throw
hold.
it, and as soon as you can get to a good spot, you put it right here, and then your Rays can like sit right here, and they can like hit
Catch
the nade
them.
right off of the Ray, and you'll hit them, and you'll kill them, and it'll be great. So always be
Take
mindful
hold.
of where your teammate is planning to throw Molly. Like, if you want, you can ask them where does the
We'll
Molly
catch
land, so
them.
you can kind of coordinate up with them. Because this one only hits here. And if I raise nade this, like if I
Take
pretend that
hold.
this is a raise nade, it might hit in a different spot. That one didn't really, so that's good. But I really want this on bind. A short is really good. This is gonna end this guide because this guide is getting long, but I can go more in depth on characters while I play them in a different video / stream. But yeah, I'm just gonna upload this up and hopefully this helps. If it does, like, sub, you know, all the stuff that every YouTuber asks you to do, because it helps out a lot. It's free, all that stuff. You've heard it from every YouTuber, but you know, nice reminder for you because no, I've actually been losing subscribers recently. But whatever, I'm not here for the subs really. I'm here to make content for you guys. So if you want to sub, it would help out. But if you don't, I understand. And yeah, that's it.
I'll find you.
See you later.